These are the most annoying things in Minecraft, but they get progressively more annoying as the video goes on. Minecraft's textures aren't always pixel perfect. As you can see, the light gray glazed terracotta is not only a mouthful to say, if you try to line it up, you'll notice that the pattern doesn't connect. As shown, you could drop an anvil on just about any decoration block in the game, and it'll break upon landing. And then, just as you start to understand that logic, it still manages to break this dead bush. Nobody likes it when you're ready for bed and then you're told that you can't sleep. And I'm not just talking about the message that you get when there's monsters nearby, but specifically this one, which is that the game's telling you the bed is too far away. Now folks, in real life, bamboo can absolutely be composted. It's a natural fiber. But here, no chance. It's just panda food. Moving villagers is already an annoyance in itself. But what takes that up to the next level is when you're trying to move around a villager, only to have them suffocate because you placed them inside of a minecart or boat that got a little too close to a corner or ceiling. Leads can be a valuable tool, but they also offer up some wonderful options for decorating. Or at least they would if it was simpler to use. So instead, why not take the simpler option and just let us tie the leads between fences? In the iron, gold, and diamond variants, there's no sign of a nose piece in the sprite, but when you put it on, those pixels just appear. Maybe take a page out of the Netherite's book and update the sprites. While it makes sense that the dragon could break down your cobblestone tower, why are ender chests on that list? After all, they're made of obsidian, so the logic would figure these are pretty safe. Some things sound cooler in theory than they are in execution, and I hate to say it, but I think Frostwalker's in that bunch. Don't get me wrong, when it works and you're sprinting in time with the ice, it's great, but all it takes is one jump or a bit of hesitation, and then that whole rhythm is doomed. Even if you get your hand on a whole bunch of chain links, you're not going to be able to stitch them together into a chest plate. And for those of us who mainly play in survival, I think that's kind of unfortunate. In recent updates, dispensers are a lot more accurate in Java than they are in Bedrock, and a comparison like this makes that quickly noticeable. Lord knows that I can take 9 of these and actually craft them into a netherwart block, so why can't I undo the process? Way too many times putting a netherwart block in a crafting table and getting surprised as to why I don't get my netherwart back. As you can see, every tool in Minecraft can break its respective material. Wood breaks wood, iron breaks iron, netherite breaks netherite, except for the gold one. This mushroom fields biome spawned in with only 3 blocks above the water, and with no mobs or trees in sight. Just imagine traveling thousands of blocks to try and find a mushroom island, only to find this instead. If you've messed around with redstone, you know that these dispensers can be a very useful block to have. They do have one sticking point, and unfortunately for them, it has nothing to do with the block, but rather its crafting recipe. See, since this relies on non-stackable items like bows to craft, there's no way to quick craft the item, even with the recipe book. Some of you might be familiar with this secret item, the so-called debug stick. It's unfortunately only usable in creative mode, which is a shame since being able to rotate a misplaced block in survival would be a huge time saver. Not all Minecraft sounds are created equal, and certain things like gas or enderman or even the nether portal could be so much louder than other sounds in the game. But when it's impossible to change those sounds particularly, then it just gets unpleasant. The way that Minecraft loads the chests that you find inside of shipwrecks, it can sometimes cause quite a bit of lag, but lag it out at the wrong time and you could just end up with a completely blank treasure map. If you take all the different ingredients that it takes to make a rabbit stew and just eat them separately, it will fill up more hunger than the rabbit stew does altogether. Nether portals aren't just dangerous for us in the nether, but they can also be a problem in the overworld, since when they happen to spawn zombified piglins, those neutral mobs can walk around and break down the doors in your base. When it comes to Minecraft building, variation is everything, though this crafting recipe seems neglected. See, chests are such a common thing in a Minecraft build that it would open up a ton of options to have different variants to choose from. Netherite is supposed to be the strongest thing in Minecraft. I mean, even if you drop the item in lava, it'll never burn. So why then is it not given the same resilience when it goes up against a cactus? The pistons in Java Edition cannot move tile entities. This means chests, furnaces, and the like. Now in Bedrock, this works just fine. They're pushing chests like crazy over there. But for us in the Java Edition, no luck. With the 1.16 update, Minecraft of course added in 2 new log equivalents, the Crimson and Warped Stem blocks. And sure, it makes sense that these wouldn't burn to a flint and steel or a furnace, but why can they be used as fuel in a campfire? So you go over to craft yourself a new set of iron tools, but in your hubris, you accidentally make a second pickaxe, so you put it in the furnace. Except regardless of the state that the pickaxe is in, you'll always get 1 nugget back in return. There's been a lot of conversation nowadays about Minecraft needing a huge inventory rework, since while the game has added in a bunch of new blocks and different variants and all that, it's given us very few ways to store those inside of our inventory. Tulips, unlike the neighboring grass, have their own persistent hitbox, meaning we can't just place place our blocks as we please, which means most of the time we see these, they're just going to be a roadblock to your building flow. Baby zombies are already annoying enough to fight. Since with an incredibly small hitbox, they can sneak in just right into a blade of grass. And now you're hitting the shrubs instead of hitting them. Even though a path block is only 1 pixel shorter than the other blocks around it, that slight change means that the boat is not able to go up the height. And now you're stuck to the path. And with that, folks, YouTube thinks that you might like this video, so see if they're right and have a good one, alright?